you're the founder of Kiss Naturals with your wife Mary. Could you just give a little history of what brought you to create a company that's in the health and beauty products for children?
10, 15 years ago, we used to own and operate a country store cafe in Knowlton, and we used to make a line of all natural soaps when it was quiet, and we'd sell these soaps in the stores. And when our kids came around, to being at the age when they were starting to do a lot of crafts, two girls, we're starting to buy, these craft making kits, and all of them were like really not that nice to use. Like we bought a lip balm making kit that was basically a big vat of petroleum jelly, and with artificial color. He said, like, I don't really want to put this on my 2-year-old's lips or 4-year-old. And so since we're already in the soap making business, we said, why don't we try to put together a little kit, that does this, but in an all natural way. And since we had a store, we were able to try it out, put in these little packages and sell them right away. They did really, really well. So,
But at a certain point, you just felt that the company had reached almost a plateau and needed something
yeah,
more in terms of professional development.
exactly. Like when you start, and you sell to almost every independent toy store in Canada, they were amazingly supportive. I mean, it was unbelievable. Like it really, it really made me very proud to be Canadian. Like I was selling to stores in Vancouver, and they're saying, "Wow, this is so cool! It's a product made in Canada." They were so supportive, and it's just at a point, it got, you go through this excitement period, and then, in business, it's okay. What's next? It's exciting, and then, that's the nature of entrepreneurship. So, at a point after a couple of years, we said, okay, how do we grow the line? How do we grow the business? That's when we realized we were too limited, and we had to reach out and find someone, a partner, to really build the business to what we saw was, a world business. Yeah.
Now, the partner you ended up reaching out to, John Tsien, is with us here today as well.
Right.
And it's kind of an interesting story how you team up with somebody who's based in Hong Kong and who you had no contact with prior to actually.
It's actually the kind of the neatest part of the story is we were in full mode. My wife actually had taken a leave of absence from her business, so she ends up, touching base with John on LinkedIn, then introduces me. He ends up calling me from Hong Kong, and us having this initial hour and a half conversation, and then just developed from there. He came to visit. Pretty soon after, he took a leave of absence, and it was just kind of a neat happening of events, and it was just like the right time kind of thing.
So I have 7 years of experience in mass market toy industries, toy companies. Hong Kong is the center of the world for toys, and I've known from a very young age that I wanted to be in the industry. So I quit my job at a hedge fund, and I decided to go into toys. Now, what that allowed me to do is, I think, have perspective on what's going to work, what isn't, where the opportunities are. I think I've been fed up a little bit with a lot of the groupthink and the let's just keep doing this. The toy industry is driven by innovation, and the toy industry, I think, at this point is often, a lot of the established companies are desperately short of it. There are some companies that are doing a great job, and when I saw the product line that Mike had built together with Mary and the other people that had been part of this enterprise, I was blown away. They've done such a great job of identifying, what I thought were gaps in the marketplace. So little of that industry is really safe. So they've been able to do 100% natural and put so much effort behind doing that. So much of everything we do is made in China, and there's so many challenges with that now, from social responsibility to health and safety, that's becoming, and cost, that's becoming less and less attractive. But this was made in Canada. I really feel like moving forward, the industry is going to face a bit of a crisis. And this is a company that's looked beyond that and has already positioned itself in places where I think consumers are going to go. So I think that's been, a phenomenal plus for us. Plus the fact that, Mike and I as partners fill each other's shortcomings. Mike is so creative, and that's what I love about the toy industry. Mike works so hard to perfect things and to get them to where he wants them, which is something that I share. And at the same time, I'm a little bit of a suit, right? I come from a very administrative, a very, a business trained, industry trained background. So I look at things, there's the creative guy, and then there's the sort of, well, let's look at the numbers, let's see how this works, let's plan a little bit ahead. And I think that that's created a great team for us.